Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Mayor Richard D. O'Brien's annual State of the City. My name is Marisela Garcia, and I'm the city manager for the city of Riverbank. I'd like to invite Vice Mayor Leanne Jones-Cruz to the podium for the flag salute.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. If you're able to, please stand and join us in the salute to the flag. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Will you please remain standing for the invocation? Thank you.
Reverend Randy Richardson will provide the invocation tonight.
Let's bow our heads and pray. Father God, we're so grateful and thankful for this opportunity to be together in this place tonight. Father, we know in your word, it says that where two or three are gathered in your name, that you're in the midst of them. Father, you said that every good gift comes from you. And Riverbank is a good gift. It's a good city. And so, Lord, tonight, I just pray that there would be a common thread throughout this place tonight, that we're able to celebrate that spiritual discipline of celebration, that all of us in this place can celebrate the progress, the accomplishments that have been made, and also dream together as we hear from Mayor O'Brien and moving forward, and that, Lord, each one of us would do our part to accomplish the vision for this city as we continue to steward what you've given us. And we thank you for it in Jesus' name. Amen.
I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome all of our federal, state, and local officials who have joined us tonight. I'll name off a few. Jacob Falter, who's representing Senator Marie Alvarado Hill. Thank you for joining us. Riverbank City Council members, District 1, Luis Uribe. District 2, Rachel Hernandez. District 4, Darlene Barber Martinez. And earlier you met our Vice Mayor, Leanne Jones-Cruz. I'd also like to mention Planning Commissioners John Dinan and Taide Zamora. We have representatives from some of our local agencies. Dr. Jenny Boyer, who is our partner and executive director with Cambridge Academies, who will be running our Sierra House program. Executive Director of StanCog, Rosa Parks. Our Cal Cities Regional Public Affairs Manager for Central Valley, Stephen Qualls. Chief Tim Tejan with Stanislaus Consolidated Fire Protection District. And Chief Kevin Wise from Modesto Fire. 2023 was a year when the city saw several major projects come to fruition. From groundbreakings to ribbon cuttings, in Mayor O'Brien's address, you will hear all about these accomplishments and have an opportunity to learn about the council's vision of Riverbank in the future. These accomplishments were the fruits of the labor of our city council, who collaborated in establishing the city's strategic plan goals so that all of the city of Riverbank staff have a common vision to strive for throughout the year. Thank you to all of our department directors and managers for leading your staff towards achieving these goals. And now I'd like to welcome to the podium Mayor Richard D. O'Brien.
Thank you. Thank you all. Good evening. I'd like to welcome Superintendent Condit, Superintendent Graywall, Mayor Lopez from Ceres, there he is, and then Superintendent Peterson from Sylvan School District. All the others have been welcomed, so I'll cut it short and go right into the address. It's always a great honor and a pleasure to present the Riverbank State of the City. I looked over my first State of the City address, and much has changed though it seems like a very long process. In 2013, our general fund reserves were at 8%, and that was very generous with the math. We had a special election that we still had to pay for. Then an unforeseen legal expense on the skate park came up, and we knew of an economic development bank loan that was past due from 2011, became payable early in 2014. We were looking for ways just to survive. We have come far with a completed build out of the Crossroads Shopping Center, the continuing revitalization of our downtown, and the property tax adjustment. Our general fund reserves are very healthy. However, we are understaffed, lacking some key employees, and in need of a secure and expanded office space. So our reserves are a little artificial. In addition to the growth experienced throughout the city, our staff continued to thrive and grow. We welcome new staff members in every division and department. We also welcome the new Director of Parks and Recreation, Michael Patton, there, after the retirement of Sue Fitzpatrick. And then we said farewell to Donna Kinney, our Building and Planning Manager, upon her retirement. Recruitment for the Director of Community Development is currently open, and Miguel Galvez from JB Anderson is filling the void while we find a permanent replacement. 2 years ago, our Founders Day Carnival was an extremely big hit with the families. We continued that event last year. Being revamped.
Sorry, Mayor.
Thank you. Being revamped with a new mic to a single day event, being more family oriented. Those innovative recreational opportunities cater to the varied interests of our community, fostering engagement and connection. Our dedication to enhancing park spaces resulted in significant improvements. The installation of new fitness stations and addition of new parks, all shaped by the valuable community inputs. Collaborative efforts with local schools and organizations empowered residents to be actively involved. As the Park and Rec looks forward, the department will continue ongoing efforts to create a vibrant and inclusive community for years to come. When I visit parks, I see a large number of our community coming together in the evenings, after work, and on weekends. All ages, all backgrounds, enjoying the amenities, each other, or just taking a walk. The creation of a new volunteer boards and advisory groups to assist the Parks and Recreation Department will best serve the residents of Riverbank. Developing master plans for all 16 parks in the Riverbank, hosting an open house style event and allowing the public to visit each park for input and feedback. Designing at minimum one community event each month, which will include traditional Christmas parade, Day of the Dead, the haunted hayride, as well as new ones like My Little One and Me Valentine's Dinner. That's a biggie. We are making plans to develop additional programs that will engage our youth and adults in athletics. We will continue working with the Army Corps of Engineers to explore options to lease and develop lands adjacent to Jacob Myers Park to install new trails. As we look to the future, Riverbank must grow. And in that growth, it will be necessary to build housing of all affordability. Riverbank has wonderful neighborhoods, each with a different charm that identifies the location. Each are different, but all are Riverbank. I enjoy walking in the different neighborhoods, and our future neighborhoods will be just as personable and walkable. Housing for residents of all income levels continues to be top priority for our city. In 2023, the Regional Housing Needs Allocation performed by the state of California determined that Riverbank is responsible for planning and construction of almost 3,600 new homes in the city above what is currently planned. The market rate housing continues to expand within our city limits. We continue to seek opportunities to facilitate below market rate or subsidized housing. In January 2023, the City Council adopted an ordinance which established the construction of tiny home villages. This allowed developments such as the Bridge Covenant Church project on Morrell Avenue, which includes the construction of tiny homes in their first phase of development. And they received entitlements to construct in a streamlined manner. In addition, the City of Riverbank issued a request for proposal from qualified developers for construction of a tiny home village on city-owned property located near the intersection of Jackson and Stanislaus. In 2024, we will continue to see the cities making huge strides towards achieving housing for all. The City Council commitment to assisting our unhoused residents reached a milestone on November 6th as the city proudly held a ribbon cutting ceremony for the Sierra House Day Use Facility. With the assistance of the Cambridge Academies, Riverbank now offers services, showers, and clean clothes for those in need. In the very near future, like tomorrow, the day use facility will be complemented with the completion of the remodel of the Sierra House that will provide interim housing to individuals as part of the Restart program that will be provided by the Cambridge Academy. Tonight, we have some of the individuals here, and I commend your courage of taking the step to change your life and go moving on to be the best that you possibly can. So thank you very much. While we're achieving the state's mandate, the state has, again, shifted its focus to reallocating funds towards permanent supportive housing rather than shelters or interim housing for unhoused residents. The city will need a strategy in finding and allocating funding to continue our current commitment while revamping to meet the state's new requirements. There are some who believe that Riverbank should not grow. There are other cities that believe they can manage land surrounding Riverbank better. The county business park is expanding, and the county is building their needs. Starter homes in Riverbank are going for the mid 400,000. Medium home prices are 520,000. Or put it in perspective, monthly mortgages from $2,800 to $3,200. The average cost per square foot is nearing $300, up 17% from just a year ago. Not building all types of affordability and not building all types of affordability in housing will continue to drive prices up, eliminating our ability to assist in first-time home buyers program and blocking our children and grandchildren from housing in this area. As we grow, we will balance needs. If a resident wants to improve their property, building a pool, for example, they and we all should expect the city to take the request seriously. The property owners of the farmland around Riverbank are proposing Riverwalk. Riverbank will take this request seriously, balancing the request from the landowners and the needs of the city. No determination has been made, and if it suits and we accept, we'll move forward. If not, then we move elsewhere. This development has proponents and opponents. Some of the opponents of Riverwalk are protecting their own lifestyle, not wanting change. They have a house on a big lot with some almond trees or live in a community in the middle of this agricultural land called a neighborhood. These are not examples of ag preservation, yet they believe it is and want ag land preserved. An urban growth boundary is being proposed as ag land preservation that may limit Riverbank's growth. Urban growth boundaries are not without challenges and trade-offs. They can create unintended consequences, such as increased housing prices, gentrification, displacement, and most importantly, inequality. They can also face political and legal opposition from landowners and residents who perceive urban growth boundary as a threat to their property rights, economic interests, or lifestyle preferences. Furthermore, urban growth boundaries can be difficult to implement and enforce, requiring coordination and cooperation among different levels of government. If Riverbank approves the urban growth boundary as proposed, it does not take into effect surrounding communities from taking advantage of developing within that same area. In 2020, Modesto proposed urban limit lines similar to urban growth boundaries, including crossing north of Clarabelle along McHenry. The county could also take advantage of this situation. If Riverwalk moves forward, it will provide housing to the many already retired with minimal demands on municipal services. We have many other projects that we're working on that will provide multifamily housing. For example, apartments on the northwest corner of Clarabelle and Roselle, townhomes in the commercial area of the Crossroads, Riverbank's tiny home villages, and senior apartments, in addition to the Crossroads West. When these projects are completed, there will be no area left within the city to develop for housing. I've told you this before, but I'm a true believer in sustainable communities. And for every house that we build, we must have a new job available for the residents, creating that balanced job housing ratio. This will minimize travel commuting elsewhere. Creating healthy, sustainable, and equitable communities is a priority for Riverbank. Environmental justice plays a key role in an integrated effort to simultaneously address housing, environment, transportation, and health issues. Higher and high-paying employment will support the overall Riverbank goals and make living more affordable in this area. Well-planned economic development will attract stronger economic opportunities. We also support the entrepreneurial spirit of many of our residents risk on a daily basis in building their business. Having an entrepreneurial mindset is more than having business ideas or launching a new product. These business leaders are taking risks and betting on themselves and Riverbank to get through it. Whether it's a home-based business, a downtown boutique, restaurants, or providing services, these are the true backbone to the fabric of this community. And we need to celebrate them more often than we do. The Local Redevelopment Authority, or the old Army plant, is currently bringing in industry that will provide more than 2,000 direct jobs, with additional 3,000 indirect jobs when fully built out. The carbon recapture program at the LRA is ready to move forward. Ametis, who's our master developer, will soon be constructing the first phase of their multi-million-dollar ethanol plant, converting waste into aviation fuel. They have secured $10 billion in contract with airline, and the goal is to have aviation fuel sustainable in the United States by the year 2050. Eventually, lands to the north and the east of the Army plant will be absorbed into an industrial complex for a complete build-out that will take approximately 30 years. There will be additional job opportunities beyond the current expectations. An East Side Industrial Master Plan must work alongside future housing possibilities, and the plans that are being created will ensure a smooth transition from industrial activities to backyards. The Army complicated contamination of groundwater outside the LRA boundaries continues challenging the rules for transfer by the US EPA and the California Department of Toxic Substance Control. In June of last year, we got all parties together, the Army, Army BRAC, Army Corps, US, California EPA, Department of Toxic Substance Control, Water Board, and legal teams. That was a gathering. For many years, I truly believed the Army held up the progress for conveyance. When I asked if we could have a timeline that could be established with deadlines, the exact quote from the US EPA was, "We do not accept deadlines." Other issues that were never revealed before were finally brought to light. Now we finally have language from the US EPA that set in motion acceptable actions. While agreements are being concluded, the conveyance may be determined by the adjudication between common sense and impractical expectation. The Department of Toxic Substance Control, California, and US EPAs are very supportive of our project. They would like the transfer to occur as soon as practical and support our initiative. We could finalize a schedule and meet a reasonable timeline without setting deadlines. If necessary, I will meet personally with the leadership of the US EPA and the Department of Toxic Substance Control to ensure policy decisions are made at the appropriate staff level. Once the conveyance conditions are met, the governor's office will need to sign off on the transfer. In the Crossroads West commercial section, Costco is well underway and should be open in the summer. This will be the anchor tenant that will attract other high-quality retail development. We understand the face of retail is changing, and Darrell Broman has taken all precautions to protect that investment, and we'll come back to that in a couple minutes. The North County Corridor received the federal funds as well as many state funds, and construction phase 1 will go out to bid this fall. It will provide an overpass at Clarabelle and the North County Corridor at the BNSF tracks, which will lessen the impacts at Terminal Avenue. Phase 1 of the North County Corridor will include pedestrian and biking lanes for Clarabelle South on Roselle to halfway down to Enox. We're looking for funding to complete this project and extend that segment of bike and peds to Enochs High School. This should become a safe route to school for our students. The North County Corridor, which, when completed, will provide a clear delineation between Riverbank and Modesto, providing Riverbank with additional economic opportunities. These opportunities will produce additional employment and tax revenue. Once the North County Corridor is completed, it will provide bike lanes adjacent to the traffic lanes that will connect to Modesto's extensive bike system and continue east of Oakdale. This corridor is important. It's important for our industrial complex. Many of the companies will be using surface transportation or rail systems to ship and receive goods and services. Our Riverbank Police Services are also protecting our investment in our community. Detective investigated a theft that occurred at Alta, where they arrested 2 people. Search warrants were on the arrestee's cell phone, ultimately led to a fencing operation in Waterford. The detective seized 3 assault firearms, over 500 stolen fragrances, and $28,000 in cash. Additional search warrants led to 3 additional arrests, one being an employee at Home Depot, and the recovery of over $25,000 worth of merchandise. Organized retail theft is a $50 billion a year industry. Our police work closely with the federal, state, and other local agencies and have been extremely successful in sting operations. Near the end of 2023, we experienced an increase in organized retail theft, specifically in the Crossroads Shopping Center. Chief Ridenour invited all the store managers, and he and I met with them for a discussion and formed a partnership, sharing information when activities become suspicious. Several regional managers participated and wondered aloud why this type of cooperation between the city, police, and businesses does not happen elsewhere. My response, it's not Riverbank. Riverbank Police partnered with Modesto Police Department, and we're thankful for that, and other local agencies, and conducted targeted enforcement with 10 operations over a 3-month period. Detectives and community resource deputy arrested 66 people, recovered over $36,000 in stolen property, and uncovered several large out-of-area fencing operations. When thieves are arrested in Riverbank, they make comments like, "I knew I shouldn't have tried it here." Am I actually being arrested? Why are you taking my car? Those are the comments. Our detectives have also investigated over 20 cyber tips provided by the Internet Crimes Against Children regarding child pornography. These tips required a great deal of investigation and work to identify and locate the source. After a suspect or location is identified, our detectives apply multiple layers of search warrants to collect the electronic devices, complete forensic examination to put together a solid case. As a result of their hard work, 4 arrests were made. In each of these cases that led to an arrest, they located hundreds and thousands of files of child pornography. Thank you, Chief. Deputies learned of a prior inappropriate sexual relation between a former high school girls basketball coach and a minor. Through 8 separate investigations, several felony violations were uncovered. The Stanislaus County District Attorney's Office was consulted on the case, and they provided their support for prosecution. Some of the real police works happened when Riverbank Police Services have Coffee with a Cop, the Junior Police Academy, or my favorite, the bicycle rodeo. Shop with the Cop and Crossroads Shopping Center Holiday Horse Patrol generate much chatter on Nextdoor. In 2023, the City Council paved the path for school resource deputy, which is of utmost importance as it has a direct impact on creating a solid path for success for our youth. The school resource deputy primary focus will be on mentoring, creating partnership, and ensuring school safety. The school already has a process for discipline, and there is no desire to intervene or change that process. Deputy Johnson is an 8-year veteran and was selected to become the first school resource officer. As I laid out our achievements and goals, you may have seen many examples through the city. Due to the broad scope and scale of services we provide, it's nearly impossible to detail and quantify each achievement or piece of work. My hope is that I presented a total body of work as synergistic pieces of a puzzle that all fits together for this community. Our council and staff have chosen to focus on the value of work we get to do to serve this community, and that is a true essence of public service. Everything we do takes valuable staff hours, whether it's a park function, Memorial Day dedication, or even tonight's event. Imagine the amount of time staff takes for a community development agreement, or solar projects, road work, the sidewalk construction, while also dealing with PG&E and other utilities. I should have your sense of humor, Eddie. Maricela, your staff efforts have not gone unnoticed. They keep impressing me with their hard work, and we, the council, truly appreciate how reliable they all are. Your staff is moving many more projects than any other community. Providing greater service, and they continue to look for innovative ways to move Riverbank forward. Their contributions over the years are amazing and greatly enhance the city's direction. Our city manager is a great leader, and she honors Riverbank employees at our city council meetings during their various functions, balancing the needs of the city, the staff, and available resources. I want to thank the many residents for their continued willingness to offer their time and support to our city, from members, commissioners, directors, advisory committee, and representatives to the various groups and organizations that help develop policies, and they in turn protect our city. Each year, I'm amazed at your dedication and results. Thank you to the City Council for your dedication. Your collective efforts these past year are making for a great 2024 and beyond. Your civic pride will inspire others to continue great works in the next generations. We will continue to be vigilant and defend our rights as a community from undue burden or shifting goals that do not provide a clear benefit for the community. We will continue to drive economic development to provide a strong base to support the affordability in Riverbank. We will continue quality developments and forming partnerships with businesses. And we will provide the best in our parks and activities for our youth to enjoy so they can grow in a safe environment. We will seek funding to improve our existing facilities. We will continue to provide the best in municipal services. There is a vision for our future as we continue to move forward. We continue to make great strides in retail, housing, cooperation with other government agencies, and much richer in community events. Our state of the city is strong because of our collective desire to make it better and our commitment to work towards that end. You, our residents, are in fact a testament to this city. To keep Riverbank strong, this council will continue to look to the future and evaluate what we must do today Riverbank will continue to be strong because of you and those protecting our city's interests. To all of us who work together for Riverbank, thank you and good night. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to go against what Maricela wants. I will answer questions if I'm able to. No questions? Oh, come on, easy target. All right, well, thank you very much. And I will be around if you want to ask questions privately. Again, thank you very much.